Hi everyone! Trying to define what makes a supercar is like trying to define beauty. Ask 1,000 people and you'll get 1,000 different answers. But it's generally accepted that the first true supercar in the guise we have to come to accept them, the mid-engined extreme styling 160 mile per hour plus, was the Lamborghini Moira. The jaw-dropping beautiful Italian movie star with come-to-bed eyes that took the motor world by storm at the 1965 Turin Auto Show. In today's video, we will discuss the unusual supercars that are changing the world. There had been wonderful supercars before the Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing, the Chevy Corvette, the E-Type Jag, the Ford GT40, and the Ferrari 250 GT California. But the V12 Moira, named after famed Spanish fighting bull breeder Juan Moira, opened the way for what followed. Maserati joined the party with the Giugiaro-designed Bora, as did Ferrari with the 365 GTB/4, or Daytona. But it wasn't until the granddaddy of them all arrived, the Lamborghini Countach, that the phrase supercar took on entirely new meaning. For a moment, it was the uncontested king of the road, and with Porsche, Aston Martin, Maserati, Mercedes, and Bugatti all hopping on board, the race was literally and symbolically on, and it was a race to remember. Everyone wanted to bring future supercars to the show that would redefine the name itself. When we fast forward to the beginning of the 21st century's second decade, we're not driving around in sky cars driven by plutonium-based flux capacitors as promised in 1950s sci-fi publications and 1980s teen films. However, the supercars that we can afford now, at least some of us, are fantastic by any criterion. Today's fastest automobiles are amazing marvels of engineering and design, with a healthy dose of math and physics tossed in for good measure. Indeed, they're so good that some are dubbed hypercars to emphasize that they're a whole new beast. Imagine the cars from the Fast and Furious films, and you're probably not far off the mark. These models are sensational feats of engineering and design, with more than a nod to physics and mathematics thrown in. But can the supercars of the future, which will follow the Lamborghini Huracan, Bugatti Veyron, Pagani Huayra, and the Mercedes-Benz SLS, continue to get more powerful, faster, more expensive, more high-tech, and more ludicrously beautiful? The answer appears to be a resounding yes, in theory at least. The 300 mile per hour car that can hit 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds and avoid taking off isn't technically a million miles away, but with manufacturers having to comply with increasingly stricter efficiency and emissions regulations, as well as discerning clientele that is more eco-conscious than when we were buying Diablos and Testarossas, the question must be asked, is there a future for the supercar? There is, of course, and that is what we may expect to see in 2021 and beyond. This is the way that supercars will be in the future. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as we show you some amazing supercars that are changing the world and paving the way to the future for supercars. Thanks. Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. 8.0 liter quad turbo W16. 1,578 horsepower. Top speed limit of 275 miles per hour. 3.1 million euros. The Chiron's double hard older brother, which debuted at the 2019 Los Angeles Motor Show, includes a larger engine, dubbed Thor, lower suspension, upgraded brakes, and lightweight magnesium wheels. The 300 Plus is a unique beast made in honor of the modified Chiron that touched 304.77 miles per hour in August 2019. There are only 30 in existence and they are all predictably sold. The 300 Plus, like the Veyron Supersport, is finished in black and bright orange, and while different trim options are available, it seems pointless to try to tone down this car's appearance. The regular Chiron suddenly appears positively pedestrian at a modest, if limited, 261 miles per hour, while the 300 Plus is limited to 275 miles per hour. Bugatti has hinted that a limiter-free option may be available for those who want to know what 5 miles per hour feels like. Ferrari SF90 Stardale, 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, 3 electric motors, 986 horsepower, 211 miles per hour, 376,000 euros. Ferrari has a long history of creating legendary vehicles. The SF90 Stardale is their new halo, faster around their private Fiorano circuit than the LaFerrari by 7/10 of a second. But rethink all you thought you knew about Ferrari. This is a future supercar that can be plugged in. It starts with no noise, can drive with no noise, and is the fastest and most powerful road car they've ever constructed. The mid-engined PHEV, plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, was called to honor the Scuderia Ferrari racing team's 90th anniversary, and Stardale means for the road. So you'd be forgiven for thinking this was a V12 noise machine. It is driven by a twin-turbo V8 and 3 electric motors, which produce an internal organ shifting performance of 2.5 seconds to 62 miles per hour. Ferrari's future appears to be hybrid. Aston Martin Valkyrie, 6.5-liter V12, electric motor, 1,160 horsepower, 200 plus miles per hour, 2.5 million euros. The Valkyrie is a cooperation between Aston Martin and the Red Bull Racing Technologies and a future supercar that cannot be ignored. It was designed by a team directed by Adrian Newey, a man with an otherworldly understanding of how to make automobiles travel insanely fast while avoiding taking off. If you're going to name a vehicle after a Norse god who decides who lives and dies in combat, it had better be good. And yes, it is. Really very excellent. The hybrid is about as near to F1 styling and technology as you can get in a road car. Reminiscent of the fantastic finish you'll often find on the greatest car customizing exhibitions, and the performance is there too, with a bike-like redline of over 11,000 RPM. Only 150 will be made, but if this is what Adrian Newey is capable of as his first attempt, we can't wait to see what he comes with once he gets the hang of it. Mercedes-AMG Project 1, 1.6-liter turbocharged V6, 4 electric motors, 1,086 horsepower, 217 plus miles per hour, 2.4 million euros. The world's most powerful cars don't have 1.6-liter engines, you say. They do, if the 1.6-liter engine in question is a repurposed version of Mercedes-AMG F1 W07 hybrid from Lewis Hamilton's 2015 Formula One World Championship winning vehicle. It, like the Aston Martin Valkyrie, comes dangerously close to answering the fabled question of, can you construct an F1 car for the road? Only 275 cars will be produced. Mercedes-AMG received well over 1,000 orders. And despite a sub 2.5 second 0 to 60 miles per hour time and a monocoque chassis, you can still drive one to the shop and back using the electric-only mode, which has a range of about 15 miles. Welcome to the future, stated Merck's marketing department, and while that kind of tired cliche would ordinarily be relegated to the box in the corner labeled platitudes, they could be right this time. Gordon Murray Automotive Type 50, 3.0-liter naturally aspirated V12, 654 horsepower, about 220 miles per hour, 2.36 million euros. Engineered to be the most driver-centric supercar ever produced, says the company. The world's lightest, fastest revving, most powerful naturally aspirated road automobile engine. Aerodynamics that are the most advanced and effective ever seen on a road car. These are not our words. These are the words of Gordon Murray, the designer of some of the world's best F1 vehicles. And if automotive royalty says it, it has to be true, right? The Cosworth-powered 3-seat GMA T50, Murray's spiritual successor to the McLaren F1, for which he also is responsible, has been dubbed the last great analog driver's car. Weighing in just a sub-Lotus Exige 980 kilograms, there's no touchscreen, turbochargers, or automatic transmission, and nothing else in this futuristic supercar will interfere with what will be a tremendously immersive and pure driving experience. The T50 is a remarkable product of 5 decades of Murray's intellect, inventiveness, and innovation, utilizing a mix of complete creative freedom and a toolkit that could have only been dreamed about while putting the McLaren F1 on the road. The groundbreaking technological innovation of these futuristic supercars, as much as their sheer speed and outstanding aesthetics, is what truly changes the game. In the same way that Formula One technology allowed the big players to produce very high-performance road vehicles, it is these cars that will pave the path for the future of everyday cars. And that's before we even get into self-driving technology from Tesla, Google, and others. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the channel, and remember to hit the bell icon so you have access to our unlimited videos and be notified when we release a new video. Thanks.